let's go over to the next speaker. The next speaker is HE Honorable Dr. Monique Lynch. She's from Jamaica. Is Honorable here, please? Honorable
yes,
Dr. Monique.
Here. Yes,
Thank
I'm here.
you. That's good. We are having you today for the first time, as you said to me. It's a pleasure having you amongst us. We are welcoming you, and we want to hear from you. I know that you are from Jamaica. You are an ambassador. You're a youth leader. I'm looking very well to see the youth in you. You are an author. You are an entrepreneur. You're a lecturer. You're a mental health professional and program coordinator for World Health Organization, I guess.
Yes.
And PAHO. You're collaborating with the Center for Development of Nursing and Midwifery Education in the Caribbean. You are recently appointed to the African Union Youth Assembly as the diplomatic president, elect for Jamaica, and also the State of Birland's youth representative to the AUYA. You're welcome. You're all over the place. And in all these movements, all these appointments, all this collaboration, training, mentoring, lecturing, I can see the youth aspect of your work. Youth Assembly, African Youth Assembly. And we have a lot of Africans, a lot of youth in Africa. I know that 90% of the youth, we have about over 1.8 billion people, youth in the world, and they constitute 90%. No, of that 1.8%, 90% of them live in developing countries, Africa amongst them. Yes. And you find, for instance, 1.2 billion aged between 15 to 24, and they constitute 16% of the world population. I don't know if India also know that they have more than 235 million youth in India. We have about 225 million youth in China. So these are some of the places where we have youth, and I think Africa is one of them. So having dealt with the youth all along, you're still with them. Why do people say youth are the future of tomorrow? Why are they the hope of the tomorrow? Some say they are the future. Can you tell us, please?
Yes, Madam Moderator, thank you so much for that wonderful welcome. Good afternoon from Jamaica. It is truly a pleasure to be here. So today I want to talk briefly about a subtopic: youth, assets or liabilities. Now, the greatest wealth and strength of any country is its youth. The future of any country lies in the hands of its posterity, and the quality of its youth determines the kind of future every country will have. Now, in Jamaica, youth make up about 45% of the total population. So if we can harness this dynamic age group in the right direction, then we can all achieve our Vision 2030 goals, our African Union 2063 goals, the SDGs. Literally, there will be no limits for any country. And if all we need is to direct the energy of youth in constructive, sustainable, and progressive channels that lead to wholesome development, why not invest in youth as a means of investing in our own future? Now, what are some of the ways that we can invest in youth? One, we need to provide them with good education that leads to a holistic development. And this means ensuring equal access to learning, equal access to opportunities and resources for both urban and rural youth populations, inclusive of youth at risk. And when we say youth at risk, we're talking about youth with disabilities, youth with mental illnesses, youth with HIV, youth from low socioeconomic backgrounds, teenage parents, etc. Number two, we need to provide them with mentorship at all stages and levels of their lives. Now, this can manifest in mentorship programs at schools, at churches, at workplaces, communities, etc. Pairing younger persons with older persons to provide guidance. And I'm just going to share a few examples. So here in Jamaica, we have high schools that are structured from grades 7 to 13. Usually the school administration will pair students from the lower school, which is grades 7 to 9, with students from upper school, which are grades 10 to grade 13. Also, there is a big sister or big brother program where past students provide mentorship and career guidance to current students. Another example, in universities in Jamaica, each student is paired with a career counselor, which is usually a lecturer that serves as a guide and a mentor throughout the duration of their studies. Number three, investing in mental health. Now, there are so many risk factors affecting youth today: bullying, unemployment, abuse, self-esteem issues, socioeconomic challenges. Now, schools, churches, communities, workplaces are ideally placed to help individuals to develop good mental health literacy. Now, not only can youth be easily and frugally reached through these mediums, but teachers, parents, caregivers, supervisors, and others involved in helping young people grow and develop can participate in these school-based and community-based mental health literacy interventions, thus enhancing their own mental health literacy. Number four, empower young people and enable them to become drivers of change through the collaborations of governments, private sectors, public sectors, and youth-led organizations to advocate for more investment in young people as a development priority, to build the skills of young leaders and involve young people and youth-led organizations into policy making and programs. The fifth point, making youth a priority. Now, young people are often excluded from decision makers to the detriment of youth themselves and or future generations. Giving young people a seat at decision-making tables, promoting youth leadership and participation is the key to the success of any country. These efforts will enable young people to develop the skills, the knowledge, and the support needed to make informed decisions about their bodies, about their lives, families, communities, countries, and the world. Now, two examples of this that we have done here in Jamaica is having a think tank. Now, this is where young people from different organizations come together with members of parliament to discuss solutions to public issues. Another example is having a youth representative assigned to each ministry in parliament. And even though there is no one size that fits all, these are some examples of how countries can invest in youth development. And in conclusion, building a global future, our future, there is no bigger asset than our youth. The generation that will solve future crises, lead countries, write policies, innovate and preserve or destroy democracies and system of justice. We need to protect, invest to develop our assets and increase our assets. Any other course of action would be that of liabilities. So my question here today is, do we see youth as assets or do we see them as liabilities? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, HE, Honorable Dr. Monique. I'm going to start calling you Dr. Monique. You have, in this small, short summary, led us through.